Okay, continuing on immediately so that I don't forget what I was uh, trying to tell you. So earlier this week there was another protest here in Slovenia. It was minor, I think like 100 people, and it was because, okay, let's go back into to explain you a little bit better. So there is a company in Slovenia which is owned by a state. So the state is the owner, and it's called Sava Hotels, and they own, a chain of hotels across Slovenia, several. Lizzie and company leadership of the Lizzie leadership of the company, which of course in its supervising committee there are also members from the government, representatives of different ministries or agencies or whatever, and this government is basically left of center, and basically the leadership of the company decided to improve their balance sheets. So the one way to reduce the overhead costs is apparently, according to them, to outsource their maid service, hotel cleaning staff. So until now, the cleaning, let's say support staff, but only just, maids cleaning staff were employed by this company, but now they have once again, hodimo, naravnost, lenoba, stubborn and lazy. Two words to describe a Malamute. So, they were employed directly by the company, but company apparently figured it out that they would be making that they would spend less money if they would outsource the cleaning duties to another company. So the plan, and this has already happened apparently, maids were basically fired and then rehired by that outside company, which has now been given the contract for cleaning these hotels. And the only way that such plan, let's say, works, if the maids, the cleaning staff, will get lesser pay for the same amount of work, or they would be paid exactly the same but work more as previously. And of course this was also the protest, and this was also one of the syndicates and NGOs that are usually very pro current government. They were now against the decision of the company, which also was apparently blessed by the government. So yeah, that was one protest. Another protest that I haven't mentioned before was, let me think, I think it was on Thursday. So, Slovenia is part of so-called Balkan route, for migrants and refugees. Which means we have, quite a lot of people coming here, seeking, shelter, asylum, and so forth. But majority of them actually don't want to stay here. They just want to continue, to, let's say, Germany, France, UK, and of course, while they are here, they have some rights, but also some obligations. And one of the restrictions that is imposed on them is that while they are here, so they get, the food is provided for them if they leave, the asylum home, or they get money if they find, let's say, apartment or something like that. They also get, like an allowance, which is, and I agree with them, let's say pitiful. I think it's like 13-15 euros per month. But the government covers all costs, for clothing, for they are provided, shelter, their accommodation, they are provided, education if they want, I don't know, basically according to the rules, international rules. But one of the problems that they also, that are facing is that while they are waiting for their application to be resolved, which is according to law, I think it's 6 months. So from the first day of the application, the government has 6 months to resolve. Of course this means the actual yeah, eloquent big boy. Yeah. In reality, the bureaucratic procedure takes much longer, especially during the COVID. It took forever. And during this time, when they are waiting, for their application to be processed, they are forbidden to work. They are not allowed to work. They are not, as foreigners, they are not being issued a work permit. So this was their basically main protesting point. That they want to be given work permit while they are waiting, which I agree. If someone wants to work, especially if someone wants to stay here in Slovenia, let them work. If they have necessary qualifications, and basically you don't need any qualifications to work, for, let's say, housekeeping, or gardening, or street sweeping, let's say unqualified workforce, especially when you have to, let's say, learn completely another language, that can, you know, be stressful. But you know, if, in my opinion, if they want work, let them. And they also, you know, they pointed out that the Ukrainian refugees were given actually, well, their rights are better, more significant, so they can immediately, the Ukrainians could immediately apply for work permit, and also the time period, I think they lessened for them as a foreigners to create their own companies here. So I think for all the foreigners is required to live in Slovenia full time for 1 year, and then they can, you know, found their start their own company. And with Ukrainians, I think they, you know, shortened that period or completely abolished. So yeah, that were two protests that I haven't of this week that I haven't covered in previous videos. Pretty easy. We are one video away from the pond. Okay, we will be right back.